Welcome back to Dead Good Book Reviews. It is rather early in the morning. It is before work and Katie is out this morning. And I was sort of thinking about what video I wanted to make for what is for you today. For me is next week. You know what I mean? All I had in my notes is I wanted to do something chatty because I enjoy making chatty videos. And I thought I would plan to do a few throughout the year. And I know I did one for my birthday, but that one was so much work. Very intense edit. So I thought I would do something like even more mellow. And honestly, I was just having a reasonably good hair day today and I was like, you know what, this is the time. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna film a little chatty miniature life update. Come hang out with me for however long this video is. I'm gonna say probably about 20 minutes, maybe less, maybe more. Grab a cup of whatever hot beverage or cold beverage you desire and like a terrible one-sided friendship, I'm going to tell you about my life. I constantly worry I'm one of those people. I think I'm hyper aware of it when other people do it, and the kind of thing where you turn every conversation around to yourself. But that's how I relate to people, is I'm like, oh, I have a similar story to this. But then I realise that I've said the similar story to this before I've given them a chance to fully tell their story, and then I have to backtrack and be like, sorry, but you were saying, but by that point you're already that person. That's something I'm hyper aware of about myself. This is off to a great start. I was thinking about doing like a quarter of the way through the year check-in on my 2021 reading resolutions, but I don't really want to. I can talk about it very briefly. I'm going to talk about projects and things, but yeah, I find resolutions helpful in terms of like setting intentions. I don't find them useful in terms of like, am I sticking to them or not? Because I think I've reached a point where I've just got to accept that I'm not an organised person and plan my life around the fact that I'm not organised, which I appreciate is sort of being organised, but at the same time not. Do you know? Like, I need to exist in such a way that it is okay to be disorganised. Yeah, I've been doing a lot of letting go of things lately and going, that can be out of my control, which if you've watched my vlogs, you'll know I have also applied to my reading. Yeah, what do I want to talk about first? What are my biggest life news that I wish to share? Project stuff. That's always an easy kind of get in the zone. Animorphs is still going. I just yesterday, for me, when I'm filming this, released Animorphs 16, and it's been really nice to have people rediscover them. Some people have found the first video again, which is a good thing. I like it. It's nice to have your work recognised for being something good. I recognise the difference in how I edit the videos now to how I edited them originally, and you can really tell and maybe I'm hypercritical of it because it's my own stuff, but you can really tell that I was super invested in the project at video 1, and I think like around about video 5 it tails off and I'm like, oh no, I don't want to edit graphics into all of these, which is fine, and I'm not being paid to do this. Nobody is giving me anything in return, therefore the person who benefits is me, and anyone else who enjoys the videos is a side effect or a side product of that, and yay for them enjoying it, but it's primarily for me, and I'm still getting enjoyment out of reading them and making those videos. It's just one of those things where you're like, I can see the difference here, and I don't think it's necessarily a difference in quality because I think I'm better at talking to cameras than I was. I'm a bit less deer in headlights as well, and I think that that's a really important thing to recognise, is that the quality has shifted but hasn't necessarily gone down. But yeah, it's frustrating because I don't want to have to go back to how I was doing it before, because it took so much time and so much energy for very little payoff for myself, you know, not in terms of people watching it. I don't know where I was going with this. Basically, I feel like if I call out that I'm aware of the difference, then it can't be used against me, or nobody, if I'm the one saying it, then no, this feels like a talking head in a reality TV program. Like, I feel like if I say it, it can't be used against me, and I'm fighting it off. No. That project is still happening. Animorphs April is starting soon. I'm so behind on that. I think next week's reading is going to have to be very Animorphs focused. I find I have to motivate myself more to read them, and that's not because I don't enjoy them, it's because they're not what I'm in the mood for at the moment. And at the moment I'm very much in a mood reading place. So that's what that is. But this is where we say we plan around myself being disorganised. I have been reading ahead of schedule up until last month, so I have a bit of a buffer there, so I can get my energy back and film. I'm going to have to film like 3 Animorphs videos in one day. It's not going to be good, but the quality will be there and I will have a good time doing it because I'm determined to. The other thing that I'm working on that's a big project is still overbooked. The first series of that is done. It was really oddly rewarding. Sorry, I'm just putting coffee down. It was oddly rewarding, actually, to have got that full first series up. And what I think I appreciate even more is that the top shelf, which is what I based that first series on, did not change. Everything else had books added to it, got very confused, got myself in a muddle, but the top shelf is done. Unless I buy another book that has a last name beginning with A through CA, then I should be alright for a little bit. And I'm really enjoying doing it. It's a lot of work. It wouldn't have been a lot of work if I was the kind of person who could really stick to the schedule I set myself. But I am not one of those people, as we have discussed. So instead, I find myself playing catch up quite often. But I think, again, it's a really good discovery about how I like to work, which is 2 deadlines and in larger chunks. Like I'm going to sit down and edit 3 videos, there we go, they're all done, rather than I'm going to do a little bit of editing and a little bit of filming and a little bit of writing, you know? It needs to all be in one chunk. It's been really good for getting me to get better at writing reviews, I think. I say a lot of the same stuff, but I think that's because that's how I analyse books. But I do think it's been really good for helping me kind of solidify what I do look for in a book and what I think is important to talk about in a book. And it's also really helped me to do the kind of author research side of things, which was something I wasn't doing much before. I have to say it's dawning on me how big of a project it is, and I knew it was a big project. I think somehow I've made it into my head that it would take this year and then another half a year. So it would be done by mid-2022. I don't know where I got that idea from. It will definitely take more than 2 years. Like, there are 52 weeks in a year, I have more than 104 books on my shelf. Again, it's a letting go exercise in that I just sort of say, I don't mind that. These are not difficult videos to film. They don't take it out of me in the same way that Animorphs does. I think because there's so much variety, like making a video for a Joe Abercrombie series is drastically different to making a YA fantasy romance review, you know? So I don't think I'm going to burn out on that anytime soon. I don't feel like I am at the moment, and it's been 6 months or so since I started that. It would have been September. Yeah, 6 or 7 months. And I'm really loving actually reading the stuff that I have on my shelves. Because I think that as like a booktubey person and a bookish internet person, you do... Certainly I used to have the viewpoint of I really wanted to read everything that was new, and I want to be the first person who got a review out for that, and I wanted to be so ahead of schedule, and I wanted to be like the cutting edge of thought on various subjects. And I think I've come around to that's perfectly good to be and really nice to be able to review new releases. But actually what I want to talk about is books that I've loved for a while, and also kind of not even like hidden treasures, but just like books that people don't necessarily talk about. And I think as people we can be very new focused, and actually there are so many books in the world that are well worth reading, and I would say the majority of the time when I read older books I enjoy them more than I enjoy new releases, unless I go in knowing what the new release is going to be like. That was almost a sentence that made sense. As I say, it's quite early in the morning. But no, I like being focused on my backlist just a bit. Obviously I'm still making heaps of reviews for new releases. I'm doing a lot of stuff on my blog for the stuff that's not something I want to make a full video review on, especially if I didn't like it so much. So there's heaps of book reading being done, but what I'm trying to get to is, the point that I'm trying to make is I'm enjoying reading my shelves. I'm enjoying reading my own library that I have. I like that a lot. And I've always been a person who really finds comfort in things that I've read before. I am the kind of person, and I'm so sorry to everyone for whom this is a huge problem, I don't want to watch a TV series until the TV series has finished airing, so I can watch the last episode, or like even the last 5 minutes of the last episode, know who survives, so therefore who I need to care about, and then watch the whole thing afresh, and then I'll probably watch it 2 more times, because at that point it's comfort. I don't skip to the end of books. I don't think I've ever done that. Certainly not while I've been a book reviewer. I don't think I've ever skimmed to the end. But I do find something really comforting in I know where this book is going. I know how this ends, or I vaguely remember how this ends, so this will be an exciting thing to do again. And I'm definitely finding that with my Spellslinger reread that I'm doing at the moment. It's just really relaxing. I love a reread. And I think the fact that the majority of books on my shelf were on there before I started BookTube really helps with that, because it doesn't feel like I'm just talking about the same... I don't feel like I'm talking about things I've already talked about. So that's nice. There you go, overbooked. I'm still crafting and sewing when I can find the time. It's again a bit of a discipline thing. I know that if I'm gonna sew, I need to set aside enough time to have a good go at it, and also tidy up afterwards as I get really stressed. So I've been doing it less than I was doing at the beginning of the year because I don't have that much time. But I am doing it, and there will be a project update at some point. Maybe I'll insert a bit of time lapse I've been doing of my sewing project that I then completely forgot to finish off. So there's that. Maybe you can enjoy a good 2 minutes of that. There you go. I'm a big believer in hobbies you are bad at, and I don't think I'm bad at sewing. I think I am learning at sewing, and that's good. But hobbies that are not for anyone else's consumption, I appreciate that as a thing, and sewing is very much that for me, which is partly why I don't talk about it too much, because it's my main thing that is just for me, you know. I have got big plans. I want to make. Katie bought me. She bought me like 2 pirate costume sewing patterns. One of which is going to be way too small for me, so I might make that for her. But the other one, it like has elements of clothing that I would genuinely wear. Like I get it, but my mic is pinned on. But corseted vest kind of thing. I'm like, I would wear that in day-to-day life, not in like this fabric, but I would wear it. And like a billowy blouse and things where I'm just like, I kind of want that just for me. And I'm beginning to wonder if maybe my style is evolving more towards what would a fancy dress pirate wear? So yeah, maybe I'll get that project done at some point in the future. I've got some black velvet. Would I hate myself if I tried to make that in black velvet? Probably. We'll see. But I've got to finish the dress that I'm working on at the moment. Maybe in time for autumn. It's a very autumnal dress. Upcoming video stuff. I planned out the whole year worth of videos, or at least kind of like 7 months or so worth of videos. And a lot of it starts to feel very samey after a while. When you're producing like Overbooked every week, a vlog every week, and then every month you will have a TBR and a wrap up, you know. It starts to feel very samey. So I'm trying to work out what other things I want to put in. So chatty videos, I enjoy them. I like making them. I like thinking about hanging out with people at the moment is very nice. So I like that a lot. But I've been trying to think what else to do. I know I mentioned a couple of videos ago novella recommendations, so I'm definitely going to do that. I think I'd quite like to get into the habit of doing more recommendee type videos, you know, books that feature, books that are blah 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 blah. Especially because that was kind of the point of Overbooked, is that I could go, here is a quick list of these things. If there is one that you want to hear more about my thoughts on, then here is a whole video for that. I think that would make a lot of sense just in keeping things simple. So yeah, I need to think of some kind of topics for that. I don't know what anyone would be interested in. I think the obvious ones at the very Judith are very bisexual books, very dead books, like necromancy, bones, all that kind of stuff. Yes, I would probably just be talking about the Bone Child Daughter. Dragons is another one I've wanted to explore because I absolutely love dragons, but I feel like a lot of core dragon fantasy books I have not read, so would it just feel like a list of things that didn't make sense? You know, maybe. But yeah, if there's anything else you want to hear about, I will gladly tell you a list of books that I think would fit that theme. It's one of the things I really love doing for friends. I've done it a few times where someone said, these are the things I'm interested in, and I've sent them like a full, like 4-page Google Doc with lists of books, with me doing a little bit of commentary on why I think they will like them, usually which will include like, is gay, is not gay, is a bit gay, could be gay if you look at it sideways, that kind of thing. So maybe I will do a quick tour of my bookshelf where I just say is gay or is not gay to everything. Would that be fun? I don't know. But the other upcoming things for the channel are, I'm definitely going to do my book a day in June reading challenge. I don't think anyone will want to do that with me. I think that is too much of a commitment for the majority of people. Like, it's too much of a commitment for me. I technically don't have time to do it, but I'm going to do it because, believe for me. So I don't think I want to do like I'm announcing this readathon where you read a book every day in June kind of thing, because that's not very me, and also I think I don't want to set people up for too much pressure. I don't want to feel like I'm making work for other people. But hey, if that is something you did want to do, feel free to join me. I haven't quite worked out what it's going to be yet. I don't know whether I'm going to try and read like everything that's on my NetGalley shelf or something. I think it needs that kind of focus, and I think I might just need to see where my TBR is at in May. Maybe. Ooh. I was trying to think about what my favourite book of the year so far has been, and I honestly don't know. I haven't had that many 5-star reads that haven't been rereads, and that's kind of my criteria. I will say I loved Remote Control. That's definitely up there. Desolation Called Peace is definitely up there as well. But I'm trying to think what else I have really, really enjoyed. I don't know that there has been anything yet that I've gone, this is my defining book of 2021, you know? I've read a lot of like decent stuff, but every year the bar gets a bit higher to be a best book on my shelf. And that makes me sound super snooty, but is also very much the way it is. Winter's Orbit. Oh, another fantastic book. But is it my best book of the year so far? Oh, so hard to know. I think sometimes you just encounter a book that really feels you, and I haven't felt that from anything yet this year. Yet. I do still need to read the new Becky Chambers though, so holding out hope for that one. And I technically read The Galaxy in the Ground Within last year, so, you know, does it count, does it not count? Who knows? Honestly, the rest of this year, I still don't have any plans. I have absolutely no faith. I hate setting myself up for disappointment in all things, so I haven't made any plans because I don't want to have to cancel those plans. You know, I think we've got a vague holiday with some friends booked in July or something that we might do. You know, my parents moved house to the other end of the country 6 months ago, 7 months ago, more than that, and I still haven't seen their new house. I haven't ever been there, so that's high up on my list of priorities, but I know that's the same for a lot of people, so solidarity, it's real sucky, but that will be a really lovely day when we can get there. I think all of my plans, like, I don't really have like, oh, I really want to go abroad, or I really want to go on holiday to this location. I'm like, I want to see my family, that's where I'm at the moment, and I think that's very doable, hopefully. As I say, not setting myself up for failure, but hopefully that's very doable. Mental note, need to book an eye test. That's the thing I need to do. Mental note, that's for me. If I'm watching this video back and I still haven't done that, get on that, Judith. I think my kind of like last few bits and bobs that I would talk about is I've really enjoyed book clubs this year. I've not been in one ever. I tried to start one once, but it was all too disorganized, so we never went anywhere with it, and I will take the credit for that one. I did not make any plans, but doing Space Sirens and Angela from Literature Science Alliance's book club, it's been really lovely. I'm such an introvert, but when I kind of like make myself do the thing and just go like, you'll have fun when you get there. Like, I fully have to be my own mum in like, you know, you're going to enjoy it when you're there, Judith. Get on that. It's been really, really lovely. I've enjoyed those live shows. I've enjoyed the Discord chats. It's been good. And I would say, as somebody who always really likes to talk to other people about books, it's very nice to do, and I like my booktube channel for a chance to talk at people about books, but book clubs to talk with people about books is really lovely, and I would like to think that one day I will have the get up and go to do similar to Angela and start, you know, a Discord and run it, but at the moment I feel like it would be me and like the 7 people who are watching this video, which, not gonna lie, value and love all of you, but we're all introverts. I know you all, and we are all introverts. But if you do want a book club, and enough of you tell me it, I will start one. I will do it. We will read the gayest, most death-focused books, and it will be called Dead Good Book Club, and we'll have a great time. Because Dead Good everything. I don't know why, it's such a stupid channel name, but it really makes me smile. I actually need to get to work. I've been procrastinating the start of my day because I've been building up way too much flexible leave and I have no ability to take it. I think this video is going to end up being about 15 minutes, so I hope you've enjoyed the time to have a little cup of tea and hear about your friend who has only talked about herself and hasn't asked you how you're doing at all the entire time, which, to be honest, for some of my friends will know that's not a completely inaccurate version of chatting with me, so if you are one of the people I know in real life and you would like to hang out in person, let me know. Otherwise, comment below with what you've been up to. This is your chance to tell me what your life's been like. What have you been doing? How is your year going? While you're down there commenting, if you haven't already and for some reason you've stumbled across this video of this human being, feel free to subscribe. I upload videos every Monday, Thursday and Sunday, so there's plenty of content to go around. That's all from me, and I will see you in the next one. There's gonna be some bloopers now. Yep, that's still fine. I can't think what else to talk about.